Just your thoughts on the main event. What did you make of it? Is the right winner in your opinion? I believe so. I believe the right winner for sure. But it could even win a draw or people. And I'm happy with the decision. And I look forward to seeing His Excellency see what he does next.
Compare with the statistic, yes, me, but I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Yeah,
You're being humble.
because I'm lucky. It's all because I'm lucky.
You just straight away get a challenge.
Yeah, we're ready to play work. We're ready to play.
And how do you think? Is this the first time in Riyadh?
I think it's gonna be
Hey, I have to ask about yourself. Let's talk about Alcatraz. Are we going to see you headlining in Alcatraz? Absolutely. Definitely in talks with Alcatraz. But you have to fight. You know what? So it's an honor. I'm grateful to put myself in this position, and now we're just here to take over. You still want to fight?
One more for me. Batavia Bivol, the rematch. What a great fight that is in Saudi. How do you see that playing out?
It's gonna be a really good fight again. Both are great fighters.
Do you see yourself fighting a light heavyweight again?
You feel comfortable?
Maybe.
Bivol once again do battle for all 4 light heavyweight world titles when they meet in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on February 22nd. It comes 4 months after their initial meeting, where after a close back-and-forth fight BBF was given the majority decision verdict to become the first undisputed champion at 175 pounds in over 20 years. Some boxing fans disagreed with the decision, believing that Bivol should have had his hand raised with another tight encounter.
Beterbiev and Benavidez, who do you think is the biggest challenge for you?
Oh, Beterbiev. Yeah,
Why is that?
because he's a champion. He has something to offer me. He's a
Expected next month. Unified Super Middleweight champion Canelo has given his verdict on the rematch whilst talking to Fight Hub TV and finds it tough to split the two men. It's going to be a really good fight again. Both are great fighters. Canelo himself has experienced competing in the 175 pounds division, having defeated Sergey Kovalev to win the World Boxing Organization light heavyweight title. In November 2019 he then returned to the weight class in May 2022 for a fight against Bivol himself for the World Boxing Association light heavyweight title, but this time came unstuck, losing the fight by unanimous decision. While he remains the World Boxing Council, World Boxing Association and World Boxing Organization super middleweight champion Canelo.
Is there one person that comes to mind?
Bivol, maybe? Just to get the rematch? Bivol, maybe?
Bivol is one of the guys.
Didn't rule out a return to the weight class above. When asked if it would interest him, maybe I will if Canelo does move up to light heavyweight. A rematch against Bivol could be on the cards. Making his prediction, David Benavidez said, to be honest with you, I would pick Bivol because Bivol beat Canelo. Benavidez said when Helwani asked him his preference on who would win the Bader
Punches to break this wall. I was throwing it to target, because with guys like him trying to break the wall, you could be catching the trap.
Bev versus Bivol rematch. So basically when I beat Bivol, that would make my case that I'm better than Canelo. He then added, I know Dimitri Bivol really well. I've sparred with him a lot. He's a great fighter and we've had a lot of great sparring sessions, so I definitely would love to fight Bivol. Perhaps if Benavidez did get a win over Bivol in the future, it would finally entice Canelo enough to face.
If I'm being 100% honest with you, the only thing that the Canelo fight brings to me is money. You know, it's not all about money. I want the respect from the fans. I know a fight with Canelo Alvarez is way easier than Bivol, because Bivol is the one that beat Canelo Alvarez. So now I'm
face him. In another interview with Jim Lampley, the 28-year-old claimed a fight against Canelo would be easier than one against Bivol. The only thing that the Canelo fight brings to me is money. I know a fight with Canelo Alvarez is way easier than Bivol, because Bivol is the one that beat Canelo.
interested in beating Bivol. You know what I mean? That's what I'm more interested in. I'm interested in going up there, winning all the titles, and winning the respect from the people.
Did you score better Bivol 1?
I thought Bivol won.
Alvarez continuing, he said BBV is getting older and he works out hard. He has a lot of weights, so maybe that's what is slowing him down. Benovitz said his chances of beating Val are getting slimmer and slimmer. But at the end of the day, I don't want to speak on what those men can and can't do. Speaking to Shahzad, the recently crowned WBC interim light.
Great boxer, and he has punching power. And then for to be I think a little bit older, I think his body's breaking down a little bit. He works really hard. I don't take nothing away from him, but he does a lot of weights. In boxing, when you do weights like that, that's
heavyweight champion and first in line for the winner David Benovitz broke the fight down based on his experience sparring Bivol and being in with former better be of opponent Alexander. In a surprising twist, it's Bivol who has had one stoppage in his last 10 fights. He discusses doing the thing they're both.
And then for to be I think a little bit older, I think his body's breaking down a little bit. He works really hard. I don't take nothing away from him, but he does a lot of weights. In boxing, when you do weights like that, that's when you start to break down more. So, leaning a little bit more towards
both extremely talented fighters, two different types of fighters. Though Bivol is a boxer, he moves around a lot, but he's solid. Bader BV is a freaking train. He just comes at you and takes shots to give shots. So what I'm looking at for this fight is Bivol has the power to hurt Bader BF, because Bader BF has been hurt by Alexander GIC. I've sparred both, and Bivol cracks harder than Alexander. It's going to be a really interesting fight, I think. If Bivol stays on his feet the whole night, uses his jab, and then when they exchange he stands his ground, I think he has a really good chance of winning. But also when Better Bev gets his engine going, that mother freaker is a train. He has 19 fights, 19 knockouts. It's
Do you think he does?
I do, because I mean, the Beer is really strong fighter. It's gonna be hard, but he can do it.
50-50. It's a great fight. David Benavides, who has 30 wins and 30 fights with 24 knockouts, showed the boxing world why he's one of the most feared pound-for-pound punchers on February 1st after he defeated David Morrell by unanimous decision, which the three judges scored 115,111,115,111 and 118,108. Benovitz retained his World Boxing Council light heavyweight interim title and also won Morrell's World Boxing Association light heavyweight regular belt. But perhaps most importantly for him,
Did you feel that your power hand was as effective as you wanted it to be? Or was it like banging on an end?
He's like a wall, to be honest. I didn't throw.
Benovitz solidified himself as the #1 contender for the undisputed light heavyweight title after URBBV and Dmitry Bivol had their highly anticipated rematch on February 20.